welcome to Table Talk. I'm Frankie, and today we're gonna take a look at the newly released TIE Defender expansion pack for Star Wars X-Wing Miniatures game. This is one of the ships in the Wave 4 release of ships. One of two new TIE ships for the Galactic Empire to send against the nefarious rebels. And this one is quite an odd duck in many ways. Let me just break this open and we'll take a closer look at it. Here we go. Yeah, first off we have this. Standard normal contents list and stuff, but down here we have the maneuver list, and if you haven't seen this before, well, not really that strange, except for that thing. It's a white Choirgram turn. Yeah, the TIE Defender can take a Choirgram turn without stress. That's huge. That can be really, really interesting, and that can really spell trouble if you use it correctly. And that's one thing that I feel kind of that's a common denominator among the TIE ships for the Empire, is that they require skill to use, but they can be really devastating if you use them well. I have to get a better stand than this thing. I got this cheap as heck online. Well, here are the tokens, ship tokens. We can take a look at them here. Take a look at the let's see, there we go. So that's the two standard pilots, 3333. That's also very odd for for an Empire ship, and specifically for a TIE. We'll go more into detail on that, but what's more interesting is the cards. So let's look at the cards. Yes, the cards. Give me the cards, give me the cards. Here we go. We have Rexler Brath in his TIE Defender. Let's see if I can get a little bit better there. So yeah, 8 pilot cost, 333 as we saw. After you perform an attack that deals at least 1 damage card to the defender, you may spend a focus token to flip those cards face up. So he's a crit machine. And he's 37 points. That's enormous for a TIE. And that's one of the things that make this such a weird ship in so many ways. So let's take a look at the next guy. Colonel Viseri, TIE Defender. When attacking, immediately after you roll attack dice, you may acquire target lock on the defender if it already has a red target lock token, which means that someone else must already have a target lock on the same ship. But the interesting thing about this ability is immediately after you roll attack dice, which means that you can use the target lock on the same attack as you get it. Because immediately after you roll attack dice, that's immediately before the modified dice step, and that's when you use the target lock token. So he can, if someone else has taken a target lock on the same guy he's shooting at, then he can immediately get a target lock and use it in the same turn. That can be really devastating, and I think we're going to see him in quite a few lists. And then we have the two normal ones, the Onyx Squadron Pilot, 32 points, and the Delta Squadron Pilot, 30 points. And, well, the interesting thing here may be the 3 pilot skill, since there is so many, especially Rebel Swarm decks now with the fly with pilot skill 2. But still, 32 points is a heck of a lot. I really don't see many Imperialists running more than 1 TIE Defender. But then again, well, the TIE Defender is quite a durable ship. I mean, 3 shields, 3 hull, and 3 agility, sorry. And that's pretty huge. I think that's probably the highest agility to hit point ratio in the game. So there's gonna take a lot of shooting to take down a TIE Defender, and I can't wait to try it out. But as I said, I don't really think there's gonna be much success in running multiple TIE Defenders in one squad, though one single TIE Defender as kind of a vanguard, go in and take Alpha Strike, go into range 1, shoot, then get out, try to flank. Maybe. We get reference cards for the Ion tokens and modifications titles. And, crap! We get the small cards. And here we have the new, let's straighten this out a bit, the Ion Pulse missiles. These are very interesting. So 3 attack value, range 2 to 3, cost 3, so very cheap missiles. And attack target lock, discard this card to perform this attack. If this attack hits, the defender suffers 1 damage and receives 2 Ion tokens, then cancel all dice results. So it's kind of a missile version of a iron turret or iron cannon. The difference is, of course, the fact that this card deals 2 Ion tokens. Well, what's the point, really, with that, I hear you ask? Because if a ship is ionized, then it removes all Ion tokens it has. Well, what this is used for is for large ships and huge ships if you play the Epic rules. Because large ships do not become ionized when they get just 1 Ion token. They need 2 Ion tokens to be ionized. So this missile can ionize a large ship on 1 hit. That's very useful. And of course, huge ships, if you play Epic, which at the moment is only the Tantive 4 and the Rebel Transport, they don't get ionized at all. Instead, Ion tokens make them receive less energy, so they become less useful, which, well, that can be interesting, but overall this is mainly anti-large ships. We have an Ion Cannon, we've all seen this before. We have Outmaneuver, one of the new elite pilot talents. Cost 3. When attacking a ship inside your firing arc, if you are not inside that ship's firing arc, reduce its agility value by 1. This can be incredibly useful for, especially, I think, these new Imperial ships. Because the TIE Defender can definitely pretty easily use its White Koyogran and combination with actions to get behind their opponents and use outmaneuver. That can be a really, really powerful combination. So I expect to see this card in a lot of lists, and not only for the new ships. I mean, the Interceptor can definitely use it. There are some Rebel ships that I think definitely can use it, but this is definitely for the more agile, more maneuverable ships. That is a very, very cool card. Predator, also a new one. When attacking, you may reroll 1 attack die. If Defender's pilot skill value is 2 or lower, you may instead reroll up to 2 attack dice, cost 3. This is also incredibly cool. This is one I think is going to show up in a lot of lists. Simply because, well, at the moment, we'll see how this wave affects that, of course, but at the moment many people run a lot of pilot skill 1 and 2 ships. So if you go up against a swarm and they're all pilot skill 1 or 2 and you have a bunch of ships with Predator, you get automatic 2 rerolls on every attack. That's pretty huge. So yeah, this is a very, very interesting card. We have Munitions Failsafe. I love this one. Munitions Failsafe modification when attacking with a secondary weapon that instructs you to discard it to perform the attack. Do not discard it unless the attack hits. How many times have you tried to shoot away a missile or a torpedo or something and you just whiff it? It just goes nowhere and you've basically just wasted both a turn and cards and points. Well, this is a 1-point modification that makes you able to reuse that weapon, whatever it is, torpedo or missile or something. I think this is going also be huge for people who like munitions. This is really, really cool. Okay, and now we have the final piece, the model itself, and there we are. And yeah, it is very, very strange. It's basically the same type of wings or shields or whatever you want to call them as the Interceptor, except it's got 3 of them. I'm not really sure what to think about this. It looks a little bit weird. I'm not that much of a fan, honestly. Well, it's a bit bulky. I think that's the problem I have with it. But overall, I think this is going to be an interesting ship to fly. Like I said, I don't think many people are going to be flying multiple copies. So if you can get just one, I think that's fine. But this is definitely a cool ship, and the cards that come with it, and, well, the ship itself, is definitely going to shake up the gameplay for a while, I think. So that's the TIE Defender, and thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.